Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS. So Fred Arnold on the Via Valley Industry Association Business Spotlight. I'm joined by my friend, Tina Finn. Tina Finn is a happiness expert, and she wrote the book, and those that are watching this on hometownstation.com, is the 4 relationships. How you relate creates your reality. How well you relate determines how much you enjoy living. And affairs that ignite your world. Love it.
Yay!
Yes. So let's talk about jump right into the 4 relationships.
Oh, well.
Some people think number 1 is your relationship with other people.
Yeah.
Right, huh?
Everybody has their idea of what is important to them. Mm-hmm. However, the most important relationship and the number 1 relationship is always going to be with yourself, mm-hmm. because strengthening who you are and making sure that you have the strength and the awareness and consciousness for your best self. That's what you're going to be able to bring to the table. Mm-hmm. And so that's number 1, got to have that relationship with yourself.
Yeah. So let's talk about having a relationship with yourself, because you always hear that. Mm-hmm. Some of it is just believing in yourself and believing in what your self-worth is. And I'm not talking about money. Right. I'm talking about who you are as a mm-hmm. person.
And, you know, most of that comes from the biggest aspect of having a good relationship with yourself is the self-talk. How do you talk to yourself? Where's your mind going? Being really aware of how you're relating to you. And so making sure that you're thinking those higher thoughts for yourself, that you're anticipating what you want and have expectations that are part of your desires. Mm-hmm. And because most people don't really do that whole checkup from the neck up, mm-hmm. and they're not really aware of their own self-talk. So I talk about how to be aware of that and be cognizant of what you're telling yourself.
Yeah, do you appreciate yourself? Mm-hmm. You know, can you say without ego, but more from a spirit-filled place, that I appreciate who I am, or that I love the person I become, or I'm working on being better, and that's positive.
Yes.
And I think if it comes from a spirit-filled place, you're going to be all right, versus an ego place, which is maybe I'm handsome and I'm pretty and I'm this and I'm that.
I make a lot of money.
Yeah. You know, coming from a place of really being from your spirit. Let's talk about your higher power, your relationship with higher power.
Okay. The number 2 relationship is your relationship with spirit, the spirit realm, God, your higher source, light, love. Recognizing in all situations that there's more going on than just you, but there's a higher power that really has a lot to do with every aspect of what we do and how we do it and what's going on. And I always like to say that, you know, whether you believe in God or not, or you're not even sure, it doesn't mean that there's not God involved anyway. So there's always the spirit that is making a lot happening. And so just having an awareness and bringing that awareness to everything you do will only allow you to do it better.
Yeah. And there's no doubt about it. And do you see beauty in everything you do, which is number 3, life? Life. You know, and do you breathe in life? Mm-hmm. You know, are you shallow breathing, or do you breathe it in? Do you take it in? Do you embrace it? Do you look forward to it?
I like to say, you know, how are you relating to all your movements and your environment and what you're doing? How are you relating to life? So when you go for a walk, are you just pounding the pavement, or are you recognizing the earth beneath your feet? Like, these moments the journey is so important, and every moment is just another step to getting to where you want to be. But it's those steps that are creating your reality.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned something that was really interesting. That's your steps. Sometimes taking your shoes off mm-hmm. and letting your feet touch the sand or the dirt or the earth or the grass, or in some cases even the cement, the warmth of the cement, mm-hmm. brings life into your body.
It does.
And it allows you to enjoy the moment that you're in.
Being present, yes. And it's funny that you say that. If I see grass, I always take my shoes off. I have to walk in it.
Be careful when you're walking in. There's less and less grass in this state than there was before.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it helps rejuvenate the soul. Going for a walk midday and just breathing in, the air and I want to ask you about the journey real quickly. And a friend of mine who's a coach also mentioned, Fred, what's your next? Fred 7.0. And then what's 8.0 look like? And that's kind of how the journey in life is, isn't it? It doesn't matter where you've been, but you can learn from it.
Right.
But what's your next version of you, the greater you?
I always say if we don't have things that we're looking forward to, you really start to get bored. So, yes, we want to be in the present moment because that's where most of our strength is. That's where we really find our power is right now. However, anticipating those big moments and recognizing that you have desires that are moving you forward and always gravitating towards just really embracing what you want instead of always looking backwards.
Yeah. Be so that you can do and then eventually have instead of do so you can have and eventually be. There's no doubt. Last one is your relationship with others.
Yes. The relationship we have with other people really is and should be in the priority list number 4 because people don't determine our happiness. They don't determine our strength. That only has to come from us in the top 3 relationships. So how we relate to people, however, and the amount of energy and the energy that's exchanged in those relationships with people determines where we're going to go. And how far we'll go, and our success, and where we really elevate ourselves to, or whether it's going to hold us back. So, relationship with people, very important, but not number 1.
Number 4.
It's number 4.
Do you mind sticking around? We're going to jump to a break, but I want to talk about energy.
Awesome.
And energy is so important when it comes to connecting with yourself, connecting with a higher power, connecting with the environment, connecting with others.
Yes.
And so energy is so important. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tina Finn. Tina Finn, The 4 Relationships. Where can they find the book?
My website, tinafinn.com.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed this edition of the Santa Clarita Valley Industry Association Business Spotlight. Shows Fred Arnold on AM 1220 KHTS. Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220 KHTS. This is your host, Fred Arnold, and I'm talking to Tina Finn. Tina Finn, The 4 Relationships, author of The 4 Relationships, and also Men and Women Taste Like Chicken. Stop juggling around and spice up your love life.
Yes.
I need to get into this book.
That's why I brought it for
There we go. I love it, love it, love it. So I want to talk about something we talked about earlier on another segment, and that is the 4 relationships you have, one with yourself, with a higher power, with life, and then with
people.
Others. Energy.
Yes.
Energy levels. Because I learned this from a friend one time. And look at the energy level in a room, and you could tell whether someone wanted to talk to you or not. The energy level they brought. Did they bring it up or bring it down? Did they bring the conversation up or conversation down?
Right.
Let's talk about energy.
Well, that's my favorite subject. So I love energy because it really is such a... it determines whether we're enjoying our life or not. It determines who we are and how we're engaging, and energy is everything, and everything is energy.
What are some tips for people that bring positive energy without bringing, because I had a tendency to bring energy, but a level that might be too high because of being very enthusiastic about things. About bringing a good level of energy. A lot of it is taking a deep breath when you go into a meeting, getting your mind right before you go in, so you're not thinking about something else in your present.
Right. Being present is the biggest aspect of good energy. And good point, you always want to be breathing. Be cognizant of your breath, knowing where you are. Also, knowing where your thoughts are, like you said, not thinking about something else, but being present.
One thing that you had said to me one time is, Like energy attracts like energy.
Yes.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
It almost like it attracts itself and it repels itself. If you're looking in life to attract good friends or attract those that maybe a mate or a friend or boyfriend, girlfriend, a significant other, if you don't have the energy, you're not going to attract somebody with good energy.
Right. Well, I always say, check your own energy and recognize that the energy you're putting into something is what you're going to get out of it.
Yeah, what you put in is what you're going to get out of it. Now, I know you do a workshop on, and I'll just jump to one thing real quick. Negative energy comes from worry and fear. Let's talk about worry and fear, just real briefly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What part of it?
How do you get rid of it? You worry.
Well, that's not being present.
Yeah.
Being present always takes you to a strength place. That's where all your power is, because in the present moment, you can really recognize that you are a living being. You're breathing. And you get to choose if you're smiling. And so being present is, the worry is in the future, and anger is in the past.
Love that.
So if you really just take it right to right now, you can find happiness.
Yeah. Be present. Be, and then have, and then do. I love that. Or no, be, have, do. Yeah, that's what it was. Don't do to have so you can be.
Right. You got to be first.
Those who want to reach out to you?
Oh, Tina Finn with 2Ns.com.
Tina Finn, you can get the book, The 4 Relationships, Affairs That Ignite Your World, and one I'm going to read, Men and Women Taste Like Chicken. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Santa Clarita Valley Industry Association Business Spotlight. If you want to watch us online, go to hometownstation.com. This show's Fred Arnold on AM 1220 KHTS.